Hello, Easy Enough English members, and welcome to this week's grammar video. Okay, remember, we're still taking grammar from this book, okay? Very functional grammar, okay? We're going to be using this book to learn more about the kind of grammar that you need to know in order to get a good score on a test like the TOEIC, okay? So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, today's sentence is, as it says in our annual report, the International Division, blank, was recently reorganized, has been a major profit center for us. Now, there are some words in here that are a little difficult, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and explain them very quickly, okay? Annual means yearly, by the year. Okay, international means international, inter, and national. Okay, international means national or nation is one country. Inter means outside. Okay, international division would mean a division dealing with its own nation and nations outside of itself. Okay, a division is just a part. Okay, reorganize is to organize again, okay, to put things in a certain place once again, the place that they belong, okay. A major profit center, okay. Profit center is where this company makes its money, okay. The profit center just means the part or this division that makes the most money in this company, okay. Now let's look at our choices that we have. Which, what, where, and whom. And today's grammar video is going to be especially informative or useful because our choices here are either relative pronouns or relative adverbs. Okay. Now, what does that mean? First, let's talk about which one is which. Okay. This is a relative pronoun. This is neither a pronoun or adjective. This is just a choice that they throw in there to try to trick you. Okay. This is an adverb, and this is a pronoun. Okay. Now, what do pronouns and adverbs, relative pronouns and adverbs do? Well, their most basic function or use is to combine two sentences. Okay. Now, the relative pronoun, after combining the two sentences, takes the place of a subject or an object in both of the sentences. Okay. The relative adverb does not do that. The relative adverb cannot take the place of a subject or an object because it's not a pronoun. It's an adverb. It just tells us the relationship between the subject and the object. Okay. Now let's explain that through these examples that I've written and read on the board. First one is this. Okay. This is the book. I have been looking for this book. Now, the best thing to do with these kinds of when dealing with relative adverbs and relative pronouns is to label your two sentences, okay? So our subject is the book, right? The second sentence, I is the subject, the book is the object, okay? And our verb is all of this, have been looking for. This is our verb, and here this is our verb, okay? Now, we want to combine these two sentences. How will we do that? We would need to use a relative pronoun to do so, okay? Now, which one of these will we use? Which or whom? Okay. Now, what's the difference between which and whom? That's a very good question. The answer is which is used when one of the subject or object that you're replacing in the two sentences is an inanimate object, which means that thing is not alive. It's a thing. Okay. So what's the thing in our sentence? Book. A book is not alive. Okay. The book is the subject of our first sentence, but the object of our second sentence. That's okay. As long as one of those things is the same in both sentences, it doesn't matter which is which for now. Okay. So if we wanted to combine this sentence, we would have to do this. We'd have to say, this is the book which I have been looking for. Okay. Now, what do we do when we put those two together? There are some things you need to do technically when combining or putting them together, written in the written form, or when you write it on paper. Okay. So first thing we did was we would have to do would be to erase this period and then get rid of the object, which is this book, because we already have it as the subject of the first sentence. Okay. Now, that's what which is for. Which is used to combine a sentence, and the pronoun is replacing an inanimate object or a thing. Okay. Now, what about where? We said where is an adverb, and it's not used to replace a subject or an object. It's used to tell us the relationship between a subject and an object. Okay. Let's look at our next example. That is the restaurant. Okay. I met my wife at that restaurant. Now, let's label our sentence again. The restaurant is the subject. Here is the subject. I is the subject. My wife is the object, and the restaurant is another object. Okay. So we have two objects. We have the direct object and indirect object. Okay. So anyway, it doesn't matter which one is the indirect or direct object in this sentence. We just know that one of the objects in this, or the subject of the first sentence and one of the objects of the second sentence is the same. Okay, that's all we need to know. That's all. And that's it, right? So one more thing about where is, remember when we ask a question with where, what are we referring to? We want to know a place. So it's the same thing when using it as a relative adverb when combining two sentences. Whatever it's replacing is going to be a place. Okay, you're going to have a place in one of the sentences. You wouldn't use where with the first sentence here because a book is not a place, it's a thing. However, a restaurant is a place. Okay, so after combining this, it would just be very simple. That is the restaurant where I met my wife. Okay, and as for this first example, we got rid of the reoccurring or the same object in the second sentence before combining them. Okay, so it's the same thing basically. These are very easy once you understand what they mean and how they're used. It's very easy to do this. Now, finally, we have one more. Let me swing over this way. Our last one we need to explain is a relative pronoun, which is whom. Okay, this one is a little bit more difficult. Whenever you use whom, okay, the difference, because also, let me just say this. Who, W-H-O, is also a relative pronoun. And whom, W-H-O-M, is another relative pronoun. They're very close, and this is very tricky. Many native English speakers don't know how to do this, okay? So you need to pay very careful attention to this, okay? Now, the only difference between who, no M, and whom, M, is that whatever the relative pronoun whom is replacing is the object in both sentences. Remember here, we have the book was the subject, and here it was the object. We don't care because it's this one of the things is the same in both sentences, so we don't have to worry about that. Same thing here. One of the things is the same in both sentences. It doesn't matter if this is the subject here, it's the object here, whatever. We don't care about that. However, when using whom, you have to pay careful attention. It does matter, okay? So let's take a look at our example. The mouse is being chased. The mouse is quite large. This was a little different because we don't have an object, or excuse me, actually, this is very tricky because of the example that I used. We don't have a subject, okay? Now, the reason I wrote this example is so that I could show you how to use whom. And remember, I just said whom always replaces the object. Then I said, we don't have a subject here. But you might be saying, wait a minute, isn't the mouse the subject? Because the subject's always the first thing in the sentence, right? Just like here. It's the first noun, right? Well, not exactly. Why is that? Because if you look closely at this sentence, and I'll have to do another video on what I'm about to say, because this is very tricky. This is written in passive voice. okay, passive voice, because the mouse is being chased. It doesn't tell us, because we can understand English insofar that as we know the mouse is not chasing something, something is chasing the mouse, okay? So that thing that's chasing the mouse is the subject, but we don't have that here. We just have the thing that is being chased. That's what makes it passive voice, okay? The form or the formula, whoa, I almost fell over. The formula, I won't shoot the video over again because of that blooper, okay, is object plus a be verb plus your past participle verb by your subject, okay? That's the formula for a passive voice sentence. Object, be verb, be verb by subject. Sometimes in passive voice, we don't have this by subject. We're not given these things. That is the case with this. We have the object, the mouse. Our be verb is, and our PP verb, past participle. Okay, so eat, ate, eaten. Eaten is the past participle. Is being chased. It's actually just chased, right? Because this being is part of the be verb, okay? The conjugated form of the verb to be, okay? So now we don't have, anyway, we don't have a subject, which is why in this example we can use whom, okay? Because it's written in passive voice. So active voice for a sentence like this would be, the cat is chasing the mouse. That's active voice. We have a subject, a verb, and an object, just like we learned before. Passive voice is when we change those things around. Okay. Now, the mouse is being chased. The mouse is quite large. The object, like I said before, the object in both sentences is the same. The object in this sentence is the mouse, and the object in this sentence is the mouse. So in this example, we can use whom, okay, when we put these together. So it would be the mouse whom is being chased is quite large, okay? Now, that's what whom is for. That's the best way to differentiate or tell the difference between who and whom, okay? Who, you don't care about the object being the same in both. It doesn't matter. It's like this, which or where. But for whom, we need to pay special attention to. Anyway, let's get back to our sentence, okay? As it says in our annual report, the International Division blank was recently reorganized, has been a major profit center for us. Okay, so the International Division, comma, was recently reorganized. What was recently reorganized is what we have to ask ourselves. The International Division was reorganized, okay? So the word, the pronoun, well, I've already given you the answer, it's a pronoun. The pronoun that we have to put here replaces a subject or a thing in the sentence, okay? What is it? Okay, it's the International Division. Whatever goes here is talking about the International Division. Now, the International Division is not a thing that's alive. A division is just a group of people, right? It's a thing, really. There are living people that make it up, but it itself is not alive. A division does not eat. A division does not sleep. A division does not walk. The group of people who are in the division do all of those things, but the division that they make does not do that. So it is an inanimate object or a thing. Now, which relative pronoun do we use to replace a thing when combining a sentence? That would be which, okay? So which takes the place of International Division in here, right here. So as it says in our annual report, the International Division, which was recently reorganized, has been a major profit center for us, okay? So now we've learned how to use relative pronouns and relative adverbs. Excuse me. I had to make sure that I said that right because I get confused when talking about relative adverbs and pronouns because it can be a little tricky. So you have to be very careful. Okay, these are some of the harder problems on the test, and in my experience, a lot of students have trouble with relative pronoun and adverbs because they have trouble. One thing is they don't like to label their sentence subject, verb, object. That is the thing that really helps. Okay. Once you learn how they're used, it becomes easier to do that because you've labeled both sentences and you know what the relative pronoun, if you're using a pronoun, what it's replacing. And you can use the relative adverb if you know what is the relationship between the subject and object. Okay. So guys, that's the video. I hope you liked the video. If you do, as always, leave me a comment in the comment section. If you have any questions, you know how to contact me. You can reach me through easyenouughenglish@gmail.com or take a look at some of the contact information that I've provided on my group page. As always, I look forward to hearing from you guys. And if you have any questions or anything, you can also shoot me a message through Facebook Messenger. All right, guys. Hope to hear from you soon. Thanks, and